Okay, Assalamu alaikum, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So continuing on with the derived nouns, we'll look at now I think our fourth or fifth one, and it's Ismul Aalaa. So Ismul Aalaa is a specific derived noun which represents a tool. So let's take a look at some examples. We have the past tense verb fataha, which is to open, and when we put it on the pattern of mif'alun, it becomes miftahun, which is a key. And a key is what we use to open something, right? Or open a door. It's used to unlock it. Another example is satara, which is to draw a straight line. When we put it on the pattern of mif'alun, it becomes a ruler, right? These are two patterns for Ismul Aalaa, which we'll see below. So the two common patterns are mif'alun, which we see right here, and mif'alun, which we see right here. So as we take them through the conjugation, because they are nouns, mif'alun will look like this: mif'alun, mif'alani, mafa'ilun, right, as the plural. So it will have the same plural regardless of gender, right? So the feminine will look the same. And then if we take mif'alun, right, the second pattern through the conjugation would be mif'alun, mif'alani, mafa'ilun, right? And what you want to note is that this pattern has no feminine, right? This one over here does. I just didn't write it because all you have to do is just throw a ta marbuta on here, throw the ta in here, and then mafa'ilun will be the exact same. So let's take a look at an example. So mif'alun, if we want to conjugate it, it would be miftahun, which is a key, miftahani, which is two keys, mafatihu, right, which is three or more keys. Then there's miftahatun, which is a key but feminine. Then there's miftahatani, which is two keys, and then mafatihun, which is three or more keys, right? And then if we look at it on the pattern of mif'alun, it becomes miftahun, which is key, miftahani, which is two keys, and mafahina, which is three or more keys, right? And this pattern, mif'alun, is masculine only, right? It's masculine only. So what you want to keep in mind is that when it comes to the patterns, because we've seen two patterns of Ismul Aalaa, you can't really just use whatever pattern you want. So this may have not been the best example that I gave you guys, because I use fataha for both mif'alun and mif'alun. May not have been the best example because fataha is only going to come in this form when you turn it into Ismul Aalaa. The reality is you'll learn which pattern to use with which word just based on the common usage of the Arabs. And that is it for Ismul Aalaa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.